I think there was one possession where your sister had the ball and kind of started to drive toward you, and then I think she passed it right before she got to you.
Mm-hmm.
Just as you reflect on how yesterday went, you guys were out there for a couple of stretches. Just how cool was that to experience?
Yeah, I don't know that we were expecting that, to be honest. We didn't know what to expect. You never know, especially when you're that young and on an experienced team like she is, you just never know when your minutes are going to come. And so it was pretty special that I was out there at the same time. We have a house rule that we're not supposed to guard each other, and that ended up we ended up breaking that. So we both went up to my parents afterward, and we were like, "Sorry, guys," and they just laughed. They know better. Um, yeah, but I'm so proud of all that she's done and all that she's gonna do, and I'm thankful that she gets to be a part of a good program who's gonna come out and compete against anybody like us or anybody at all, like the way that they did. And I thought that their crowd showed out yesterday, and it was such a fun game, and it was really special to me.
That first moment when you, I guess, realized that you were on the floor together. I mean, you're locked in the intensity of the game, and then this kind of lighthearted moment happens.
Mm-hmm.
Just how did that all kind of process?
Yeah.
And how did you have? I assume you had to lock back in after noticing it.
Well, she came in during an intense part of the game, which was even a little more surprising. But I saw her go to the checkout table, and so it was during a free throw, and so it kind of gave me a second to process that. And then by the time that she got in and we got rolling after the free throw, then it was back to business. Um, yeah, but it's kind of weird. I mean, I also haven't ever, like I said, I haven't played against her or played with her, so it's just kind of weird being on the court at the same time, truthfully. And that's somebody I've worked out with my whole life, and we know everything about each other's skills. I mean, we know everything about each other, but we know everything about each other's skill sets. So it's just, I don't know. Didn't have to know the scout on that one.
Just 2 years ago, as you might have been in here when I said this, just you guys talked so much about how the non-conference stuff kind of set the foundation for the season ahead and what you guys did. How much easier is that to emphasize to the new players who are here, and even the new players who have bigger roles that even in like what you did yesterday, what you did in Charlotte can set the foundation for bigger things this year. How much is that easier to emphasize having gone through it?
In the past, I think Coach Abby's the one who primarily schedules our non-con, and she's just done such a good job. And I think we've seen year after year that these teams that we're playing end up making the tournament at the end of the year, and they're potential teams we could see again, and we've already faced them. So I think that shows how good of a job she does with that and how it really does prepare us down towards the end of the year. And then as soon as we jump into conference play around Christmas time, that's when that's when it's really go time, and we don't have as much time to work on ourselves anymore. So in addition to playing these non-conference games, we also still do have a little bit of time where we can work on our offense, and we can kind of see what's working well, what's not working well, and make some adjustments, and then see that in games. So I think that's why this time is so important. And then by the time that we hit conference play and we're playing Indiana, Nebraska, Ohio State, I mean now USC, UCLA, like everybody, then we just get rolling and we more so focus on them.
What do you know about Kansas?
I know a couple people that play there. I know one of my good friends transferred in there. I've actually played at the Pentagon before. I used to play there when I was really young, so that'll be kind of fun, a little throwback experience. I saw them play a couple times last year. I think they'll be a little different now. It's an interesting matchup. Our program's really never faced them, so I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be energetic, and I hope Hawk fans travel out, and I know they will.
What's it like playing in that place?
It's really dark in there. It is. From what I remember, it's really dark. And the buzzer's really weird. And I mean, I was really young at the time. I remember there was a ton of lines on the court, and I tried shooting an NBA three, and I was probably like 12 years old, and that was not a good idea. Now it might be a good idea. We'll see. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's gonna be really fun. It's not horribly far from my house, so I'll have some people there probably, and just gonna be a unique experience. But I think we've got a good string of cool places we're playing at this year, which makes it even more fun.
How much collectively would you say the defensive confidence of this team has grown, even since the beginning of the year?
Oh, huge! Even since summer, since the beginning of preseason. I mean, by the time we hit even Christmas, I think it's going to look totally different. I think we're just going to keep building and building and adding layers. And I can say that because I know, like, my confidence has risen a ton in myself and in my teammates. And I think we're really getting, like, we're getting the coaches are getting on us about, being in help side and not being in gaps and not boxing out. And that's something that maybe would have been mentioned, but it wasn't maybe a priority as much. And I think it's been huge, and I think it's really going to make a difference going forward.
Second time this season, Addison O'Grady's kind of put her stamp on a game. What have you seen so far from her this year, like confidence-wise?
Oh, I'm so excited for her. I think she's finally coming into her own, and she's had this skill set sitting there waiting for this opportunity, and now she finally just has that confidence and that mentality, that attack mentality, where she's just going to go get everything that she wants and everything that she deserves. And I mean, nobody's really had an answer for her yet, so we'll see what people have going forward.
Seems like you and Tegan were really enjoying the role of they get a big basket on one end, go down and hit a three to silence the crowd. What's that moment like where you hit a big three to answer a big shot on the other end?
Yeah, I think that Tegan and I are definitely capable of that together, and I mean, she can shoot the ball, and she has a lot of confidence in herself, which is really fun to see out of a player that young. I think those momentum changing moments are huge, also because I mean, not only is that a 3-point swing, but it's kind of a 6-point swing if they shoot a 3 on the other end and miss it. So I think we're just gonna keep rolling with that, and that's the type of stuff we work on in practice together, me and her. So it's pretty cool to see.